have agreed and our ambitious common partnership. My second word is to thank President Ramaphosa and South Africa for their very strong global leadership. We are living in the multipolar world, and in this multipolar world, we need to engage and to strengthen the relationship between the different poles of this world. And Africa is a very important, is a key continent for the future of our world, and of course South Africa has a leading position in this continent. And the G20 meeting is a great opportunity to gather people from all around the world to come here and to sit at table, to discuss, to listen each other, to bring new proposals, to try to tackle the global challenges that we need to face together, because the global challenges, only together we can tackle them. Climate change, inequality, poverty are three main issues that we need to mobilize the entire world to do on this. Our partnership is based in shared values, mutual respect, and the commitment to democracy, multilateralism, and a fairer, more sustainable world. These principles are also the cornerstone of your G20 presidency. We have chosen a motto: solidarity, equality, and sustainable development. The European Union fully embraces your priorities, and we are actively contributing to making this week's summit a success. Now more than ever, we need strong multilateralism platforms and institutions, a rules-based order, open dialogue and global cooperation to tackle common challenges. Fighting climate change, inequality and poverty. By upholding the Paris Agreement, the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and the Pact for the Future. Engaging in the reform of the international financial institution and in the reform of the United Nations to reflect the world of today, because the world of today is not anymore the world of 1945. We need to act for the well-being of our people today and to ensure a sustainable future for generations to come. For the very first time, the G20 held on Africa soil, and your agenda, dear President Ramaphosa, is firmly geared towards your continent's prosperity and innovation potential. The European Union is a reliable, predictable, and trustworthy party for Africa on that path. Our two continents are bound by a unique partnership. It is robust, it is dynamic, and it is looking to the future. As you said, next Monday, we will hold our 7th European Union-African Union Summit in Luanda, Angola. And with a clear purpose in mind to strengthen and enrich our cooperation, to make our natural connection even stronger, and so that we can grow together and protect each other. Dear President, I look forward to welcome you, together with my friend President João Lourenço, there next week. Until then, thank you once again for hosting us here in Johannesburg, and all the best for our G20 meeting tomorrow. Thank you very much.
very much, Your Excellencies. We will now open the floor to questions. However, due to time constraints, we're only limited to 2 questions, I'm afraid. We'll start with Henry.
Henry Foy from the Financial Times. President Ramaphosa, to you. There's reports in your own state media that Donald Trump's administration now does want to take part in the G20. Can you confirm whether they're true or not? And related, you talked about predictable, reliable partners. Do you think that the EU has demonstrated it is now more of a reliable, predictable partner than the US for South Africa and for other G20 nations? And to the 2 EU presidents, related to that, you've talked about how Trump's presidency and the tariff war has made the EU look for new friends that it wasn't working close with in the past. Has the way Trump has dealt with the G20, and particularly South Africa, helped make deals like today happen, which, as you said, have come together in the last 8 months only? Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. President.
Well, thank you very much. We have received notice from the United States, a notice which we are still in discussions with them over, about a change of mind about participating in one shape, form, or other in the summit. So the discussions are still ongoing. This comes really at the late hour before the summit begins. And so therefore we do need to engage in those types of discussions to see how practical it is and what it finally really means. In a way, we see this as a positive sign, very positive, because, as I've often said, boycott politics never work. It's always best to be inside the tent than being outside of the tent. The tent is the G20. All countries are here, and the United States, being the biggest economy in the world, needs to be here. So it's pleasing to hear that there is a change of approach, and so we are still discussing how that will manifest. On the issue of relationships, we as South Africa focus on the bilateral relationships that we have with various partners in the world, and we are not in the business of comparing one relationship against another. We deal with our relationships on a bilateral basis, and the multilateral side of relations happens either at regional bodies, continental bodies, or global bodies, which is at the multilateral level. So it's not for me to even say this relationship is better than the other one. What I can tell you, as I said earlier, is that Europe, the EU, has been our partner for years. The relationship has matured. It's reliable, it's predictable, and it's based on trust. And we've used this relationship to resolve many problems that may have been regarded as intractable. And so both of us have a deep commitment to making our relationship work on an ongoing basis, despite challenges or problems that may come our way. So far, it's been smooth sailing, a relationship between South Africa and the European Union. Thank you.
Look, first of all, we are very glad to be here. First of all, to continue to work on our bilateral relationship with South Africa, but also to participate in the G20 meeting. The G20 is a very important platform of dialogue from different countries, different people from different parts of the world. And the European Union believes in this multilateral system, in the international rules-based order. And we are very engaged in the multilateral system, United Nations, G20, G7. We support the reform of the international trade organization. We are engaged in all international organizations. And we are very engaged in weaving a very strong and diversified network of relationship. During last year, I think we had more than 10 summits with Central Asia countries, with Japan, with China, with Canada, with the United Kingdom. Well, I cannot remember all. With South Africa. Look, more than 10, and we will continue. And Europe is sovereign in defining their own external policy, and we are present where we believe that's important to be present and to engage with our partners, with those who are friends, with those who are allies, and also with those with which we have problems, because the only way to solve problems is to talk about it.
I can add to what Antonio just said. I mean, the initial wake-up call for the European Union to diversify and to look for reliable partners, trusted partners, was when we had the energy crisis, and we all of a sudden realized our over-dependencies of fossil fuels from Russia, and Russia cut from one day to the next the supply of energy. You all witnessed the severe energy crisis we went through, and this was the initial trigger for us to understand you need to diversify, that's important, you have a network of suppliers, and you need trusted and reliable suppliers. As we say, you always meet twice in life, so it's also so that on both sides there needs to be trust, and then you can build good things, as we just are showcasing here. For us, it's very important. We are very committed to the WTO. Of course, there needs to be a reform of the WTO, but to have a rules-based trade worldwide is also important. And of course, now we are intensively negotiating with many countries and regions of the world different free trade agreements. You know that we finalized with Mexico, Mercosur, and Switzerland. We are about to finalize with India. We're working with Australia, Malaysia, so others too. For us, very important to have learned the lessons. No more over-dependency, no more reliance on one single supplier, but have a network of trusted partnerships all over the world.
Thank you very much. Last question, Tembile.
Good evening. My name is Tembile with Bloomberg News. It seems like you went from struggling to pull together an EU-South Africa summit for many years to having two in 1 year, and it's been a very turbulent period, I think, globally, politically.